Imagine a motorcycle so radical that its own creator refused to call it a bike. A machine so dangerous that professional stunt riders had to completely forget everything they knew about riding motorcycles just to operate it. A vehicle built by people who had never ridden a motorcycle in their lives, yet it became one of the most iconic machines in cinema history. In 2016, one sold at auction for over $250,000. By 2023, that same machine was valued at $2 million. This is the story of the BatPod, the escape vehicle that emerged from the wreckage of the Tumbler and captured the imagination of millions. Today, we're diving deep into every aspect of this incredible machine. You're about to discover why Christopher Nolan's most unconventional vehicle became Batman's most unforgettable ride. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoyed our deep dive into the DeLorean DMC-12, you're going to love this one, and you asked for more. So today, we're dedicating an entire episode to this extraordinary machine. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy revolutionized superhero filmmaking. The BatPod represents the pinnacle of that philosophy. It's a fully functional motorcycle that shouldn't exist, designed by people who didn't know the rules, built by craftspeople who refused to accept limitations, and ridden by stunt performers who mastered the impossible. So, buckle up, because this is going to be one wild ride. Every great vehicle has an origin story, but the BatPod's beginning is unlike any other. It all started in Christopher Nolan's garage, the same place where the Tumbler was conceived. This was literally a garage, filled with model kits, cardboard, and imagination. Director Christopher Nolan and production designer Nathan Crowley would meet there, surrounded by pieces of plastic model kits from cars and planes, and they would build. They would sketch, cut, glue, and create until something extraordinary emerged. According to special effects supervisor Chris Corbold, there was something unique about how Nolan and Crowley approached vehicle design. Neither of them had ever ridden a motorcycle in their lives. The BatPod was actually conceptualized during the production of Batman Begins. Originally, Nolan wanted the Tumbler to be destroyed during the finale of that first film, but due to budget and time constraints, the idea was shelved and reworked into The Dark Knight. The original BatPod mock-up was created from materials picked up from garages, junkyards, and even Home Depot. And when Chris Corbold first saw what Nolan and Crowley had created, his reaction was telling. He looked at this bizarre contraption and thought, quote, "How are we going to pull this off?" Nolan had a philosophy that defined all his Batman films. Use CGI only when something cannot be done for real. Everything else had to be real, tangible, and believable. Once Chris Corbold and his team committed to building the BatPod, they faced challenges that would have seemed insurmountable to most. Let's start with the wheels. The BatPod, however, was designed with massive 20-inch wide tires. These weren't just for show, they were the actual front wheels from the Tumbler. But here's the problem. You can't steer a motorcycle with tires that wide. The friction too great, so Corbold's team had to get creative. They ended up chamfering off the edges of the tires. It was an elegant solution to a seemingly impossible problem. Then there was the steering system itself. The BatPod has no handlebars. Instead, it's controlled by shoulder shields with sleeves that accommodate the rider's arms. The rider steers by moving their shoulders and body weight, a completely alien concept for anyone who's ever ridden a motorcycle. The braking system was equally unconventional, with controls on the left handle and right pedal. And here's a detail that's easy to miss. The BatPod has no visible exhaust pipes. Nolan and Crowley's original sketches didn't include them because they would have disrupted the clean lines of the design. Corbold's solution was brilliant. They routed the exhaust gases through the tubular frame itself. The frame became the exhaust system. The power plant was a 750 cubic centimeter Honda engine. It's a robust, reliable engine that could handle the punishment of stunt work and repeated takes, originally designed for US sprint car racing. One of the most spectacular moments in The Dark Knight is when the BatPod explosively emerges from the damaged Tumbler. It's a scene that perfectly encapsulates the ingenuity of the vehicle's design. It's an integrated escape pod built into the very structure of the Tumbler itself. Understanding how this works requires us to look at the Tumbler's design. The Tumbler is a massive, tank-like vehicle with enormous wheels. When the Tumbler sustains catastrophic damage, Batman initiates the self-destruct sequence. As the Tumbler begins to explode, the front section of the vehicle detaches. The BatPod could actually be integrated into a Tumbler mock-up, and the separation could be performed practically. Your brain recognizes it as authentic, and that's what makes it so thrilling. The BatPod's role as an escape pod also serves the story perfectly. It shows Batman's preparedness, while providing a spectacular visual moment, and it solved a practical problem for the filmmakers. The BatPod isn't just a mode of transportation, it's a fully armed combat vehicle, packed with weapons and capabilities. Let's break down what this machine can do. First, the armament. The BatPod is equipped with dual front-mounted cannons, positioned prominently on the front of the vehicle. In the films, we see these cannons used to devastating effect, particularly in The Dark Knight Rises, when Catwoman uses them to eliminate Bane. And then, there are the grappling hook launchers, a signature Batman tool adapted for vehicular use. These grappling hooks can be fired at buildings, vehicles, or other targets. But the BatPod's most impressive capabilities are its movement systems. The vehicle has the ability to swivel its chassis upside down when upright. The wheels can rotate sideways. It prevents skidding because the tires don't lock up during hard braking or sharp turns. The suspension system is another unique feature. This design choice prioritizes front-end stability and steering precision over rear comfort. Given that the rider is in a prone position, this actually makes sense. The prone riding position itself is part of the BatPod's defensive capability. This philosophy perfectly suits Batman's tactical approach. Strike fast, strike hard, and be gone before the enemy can respond. Building the BatPod was one challenge. Riding it was another entirely. Enter Jean-Pierre Gouy, a French stunt rider whose skill and dedication were crucial to bringing the BatPod to life on screen. Gouy is a legend in the stunt community, known for death-defying motorcycle work in numerous films. But even for someone of his caliber, the BatPod presented a unique challenge. The BatPod's shoulder-controlled steering system was completely alien to anyone who had ever ridden a motorcycle. Traditional motorcycles use handlebars and body lean to steer. The BatPod used neither. Instead, the rider had to push and pull with their shoulders, using the shoulder shields to input steering commands. Gouy spent countless hours practicing, learning the BatPod's unique handling characteristics. The results speak for themselves. Gouy performed an estimated 98% of the BatPod stunts in the films. During the entire shoot, the cape only got caught once, and that was when Gouy stopped and walked the BatPod backwards. During actual riding, the aerodynamics worked perfectly. The Dark Knight was filmed extensively in Chicago, with the city standing in for Gotham. The BatPod sequences took full advantage of Chicago's dramatic urban landscape. Streets had to be closed, traffic redirected, and safety measures put in place. But Nolan's commitment to practical effects meant that what you see on screen is real. Those are real Chicago streets, real buildings, and a real BatPod being ridden at high speed through the heart of the city. One of the most iconic BatPod moments happens at the Chicago Board of Trade, where Batman performs a wall riding turn. The BatPod approaches a wall at high speed, then rides up and along the wall before dropping back down and continuing the pursuit. Much of the BatPod footage was shot at night, which added another layer of complexity. Christopher Nolan famously doesn't use a second unit for action sequences. He directs everything himself. This means that every BatPod shot, every stunt, every chase sequence was under Nolan's direct supervision. This level of control ensures consistency and quality, but it also means that everything has to work perfectly. The BatPod's impact extends far beyond the films themselves. It has become one of the most iconic and valuable movie vehicles ever created. In 2016, one of the original BatPods was put up for auction. The estimated sale price was between £60,000 and £80,000. But that was just the beginning. In 2023, that same BatPod was offered for auction again. This time, the expected sale price was between $1 million and $2 million. That's an appreciation of roughly 6 to 8 times its value in just 7 years. The BatPod has been recognized by Guinness World Records as the most expensive BatPod sold at auction, cementing its status as a premier piece of cinematic memorabilia. In Vietnam, one fan built a functional BatPod replica that measures 3 meters long, 80 centimeters wide, and 90 centimeters high. It weighs 250 kilograms and is made mostly of iron, with a steel chassis and plastic armrests. These fan builds, while not exact replicas, demonstrate the enduring appeal of the design. The BatPod has appeared in countless forms of merchandise, from high-end collectibles to toys. Hot Toys created a detailed 1/6 scale collectible that's nearly 60 centimeters long, complete with light-up headlights, rotating tires, and intricate mechanical details. When you look at the pantheon of famous movie vehicles, the BatPod holds a unique place. The BatPod proved that even in the age of CGI, there's still magic in building something real, something tangible, something that exists in the physical world. The BatPod is more than just a motorcycle. It's a testament to what's possible when creative vision meets technical expertise. From its humble origins in Christopher Nolan's garage to its status as a multi-million-dollar piece of cinematic history, the BatPod's journey is remarkable. It's the philosophy that says real is better than fake, that practical effects create a connection with the audience that CGI cannot match. The BatPod's legacy continues to inspire. It inspires filmmakers to push the boundaries of practical effects. It inspires engineers to solve impossible problems. Thank you so much for watching this deep dive into the BatPod. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth looks at iconic vehicles from film and television. Let me know in the comments what vehicle you'd like me to cover next. Should we explore the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters, the Spinner from Blade Runner, or maybe the Light Cycles from Tron? The choice is yours. Until next time, keep exploring the amazing machines that make movies unforgettable. This has been another episode, and I'll see you in the next one.